What's up, guys? Sci-Fi Guy 2094 here. I'm going to be talking about Rendezvous with Rama. So I've read the first four chapters, I believe. Pretty cool book so far. I really like it. So in chapter one, they're kind of going over just like introducing like the world we live in here with everything that's happened. So for a period of time, they had like these crazy asteroid storms where comets were coming into Earth's atmosphere and they were basically like destroying cities and things like that. Um, a lot of humans and nations actually gave up their nukes in the world we're living in here in this book um, because of the destructive power of them. But after these meteor showers and things like that, they were like, okay, well, we can put these to better use. So, what they did is they formed the um, Space Guard. They formed the Space Guard, and basically they're putting these nuclear weapons to like better use, and they're going to be using them to kind of, I guess, blow up meteors that are in Earth's vicinity. Um, that's kind of just like a real generalized summary of like the first couple chapters. Um, and then in chapter three and four are kind of more like we're actually figuring out like, okay, they're talking a lot of physics about Rama. So they see this big giant cylindrical thing appear in the solar system. It's by Jupiter, and they send out instruments and satellites to get readings on them. And basically, they're like, okay, well, because of this thing, the way it's moving and like the mass and everything, they're like, well, it can't be completely solid. So they figure out that it's hollow on the inside. And they're like, okay, well, this thing is just like too perfectly symmetrical to be like some type of asteroid or comet. So then upon like further investigation, they pretty much find out that there are like some markings on this asteroid. So they're basically able to figure out, okay, so it's basically like a spaceship. They get the approval from like this council to actually go and land on this thing, but it's pretty tedious because of like how fast it's moving. They have to do all the calculations perfectly, and they're like, well, because of the centrifugal force for this thing, we can't necessarily land on like the main part. We have to go to like the poles, and we have to kind of like make sure that this thing doesn't just like toss us off because it's spinning so fast. So there's a lot of cool physics in here. Honestly, I'm not good with physics at all. I don't understand a lot about physics, but honestly, I can understand this pretty well. So shout out to Arthur C. Clarke for not making it too difficult for us people who don't know physics, because it's a really easy read. It really is. So basically, they're like, okay, they find out there's like this little, I guess, disc kind of towards like the pole, which is like kind of the end of this cylindrical ship. And they figure out, okay, we can kind of land here, but then Dr. Stinson is like, okay, well, he kind of deduces that it's like an airlock, and if that's like the way in, he doesn't want to be blocking that. So basically, they kind of figure out a way to land on this thing. They had to do so many calculations, like I said, because of the sheer size of this thing, um, how fast it's traveling, and things like that. And this is a very special mission because they have like a limited window to study this thing. So um, basically, at the end of chapter four, they are able to safely land on Rama. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's just like a real quick rundown of chapters one through four. I really like this book so far. It's really great. I would definitely recommend this book, and I'm excited to keep reading it. So stay tuned, and maybe I'll do another book review for the next few chapters that I read.